Hey ladies and gentlemen, how are we today? We are back again with another Stella Williams video. And you know what, it has been a minute, but each time I seem to be talking about Stella Williams, it's always in the light of her being someone who's a master manipulator, someone that likes to just make up things just so she can sound a certain type of way, right? Because she's a manipulator. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I've made videos on her in the past exposing her behavior. If you want to go check them out, go and do so. But this one is another one of those videos of exposing how much she loves to just manipulate, how much she loves to manipulate a certain narrative to her own benefit, so therefore she can make content around it, okay? But before we even get into it, let's start off by giving a big massive shout out to every single person that is a member of the channel, including every single person that is a subscriber as we continue to grow. But with that being said though, I was sent these videos from TikTok, okay, by Stella Williams, and we're gonna play the first one. Let's just have a listen real quick.
You guys, I'm at a restaurant in Beverly Hills. I'm whispering because I'm in the restaurant. So our food comes out and the server brings me my mom's order because I'm fat and he assumed it was mine. So my mom got this burger and I got this salad. And he wasn't even our server. He was like, oh, here's your burger. I'm like, actually, that's not mine. I got the salad. Fat girls eat vegetables too.
So let me get this straight. So the guy comes out. He brings out the food for herself and her mother. Now it's the first time this guy's gone to the table, okay? And in this moment in time, what he's decided to do is give her the burger and give her mum the other one, right? Okay, cool. So he's obviously judged a book by its character. Okay. Let's just move on to the next one though, before we really get deep into that one itself in particular.
I did, but I guess if you're smaller or have never been bigger, it doesn't make sense. So when you're fat, you deal with micro discrimination like this all the time. And sure, it could have been a mistake. I get it. But the smug look on this guy's face when he's like,
wait, sorry. Let me just play that bit again for you because
I did, but I guess if you're smaller or have never been bigger, it doesn't make sense. So when you're fat, you deal with micro discrimination like this all the time. And sure, it could have been a mistake. I get it. But the smug look on this guy's face when he's like, here's your burger. Like, you don't even know, you haven't even been to my table this whole night. And you're just like, here it is, girl. Again, could have been a mistake. But like when you're a kid at camp and they give you like the smallest portion or the biggest portion, depending on how they feel in that day, clearly not as much or as little as other people have gotten. When your auntie thinks she's doing something nice by saying, oh, here's an extra piece of pie, or just assuming you're just super unhealthy and get the grossest thing on the menu because that's actually a reflection of how they see you. So it's not just this instance. I'm not trying to cancel this restaurant. I love this restaurant. I'm just showing that this shit happens. And I think people need to think, even if you are smaller, because you don't think it's a big deal, but it is by your internalized microaggressions against people.
So she ends off by saying it's microaggression now. It went from, being because she's fat to microdiscrimination to now microaggression, okay? And just to finalize the whole saga, she then also came out on her Instagram page by posting this too. It's not about canceling this restaurant. It's about fat phobia and microdiscrimination fat people face. I mean, listen, you know what though? This is the thing, ladies and gentlemen, okay? This is why I say to you that Stella Williams is so good at manipulating the narrative. She's so good at taking something and blowing it up into something that it is simply not. I mean, listen, how do you go from saying it's fat phobia and then ending up by saying it's microaggression? So are you saying to me that this young man here judge you by your face, okay, or by your image, okay, which is something that's probably gonna happen because it happens to everyone, even slim people, which I'm gonna get to in a second. But then all of a sudden, now you're saying it's also a microaggressive behavior too, which therefore makes it into a skin situation, not necessarily your appearance. So, but then you're saying you don't want to cancel the restaurant. As far as I'm concerned, any restaurant that is serving anyone that has employees that are definitely showing a sign of microaggression, they should 100% be exposed and called out. I see no reason why you wouldn't want to do that, which also makes me think, But then let's not forget the other part. She said that this young man had a smug look on his face when he came over to the table too, and it was his first time at the table as well. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't you supposed to wear your face mask when you're working? No matter where you're working, whether it's in a restaurant or it's in a store, wherever you are, all workers are supposed to wear their face masks, especially when you are serving someone's food. So you're telling me this restaurant allowed this man to walk around with no face mask and give you the food? Forget the fact that it was the wrong food because he gave the wrong person the wrong food, but you're telling me that was okay. But out of all of these things, the thing that you're focusing the most is the fact that this It wasn't even. Why are we not focusing on the fact that he wasn't protecting his face though? Which again tells me, is this story true? Which again goes back to what I'm trying to say. She has a habit of making things bigger than what they are. Why? Because she wants to make content, which is fine, but at the same time, she also wants to go viral, which is also fine. But when you get caught, you get caught. But listen, let's also go back another step too, okay? I love the way she loved to bring in references. One of the references she brought in was kids at a camp. Okay, so we're bringing in now kids in a camp and the same situation as this. I get it, but you're just trying to basically deflect away from the situation so you can then manipulate it by saying something that is going to be factual and is therefore going to look like, or at least seem as if your statement is stronger than what it is, when really and truly, you know your statement is just weak as hell. And then even going as lengths of saying that, remember the time when your auntie would give you the extra meal, you know, out of goodness? Yo, I don't know any child that was never super happy about that. So to be honest with you, the fact that she's even bringing that into place really is beyond me. Let's just throw the auntie underneath the bus, okay? I mean, listen, I get it, man. I'm all about adults who obviously I'm all about adults who overfeed their children. Do you know what I mean? Trust me, I disagree with that, but it's just the way this woman goes about it. She uses things to a certain narrative so they can therefore protect her narrative. But clearly, if you saw the comment section of this video, oh boy, the comment section wasn't looking pretty, man. Honestly, people were coming out with some very interesting comments, and which I would have shown, but I just didn't want to show them because, you know, they were a bit too much. You know what I mean? But listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. This is the problem that we have here with Stella Williams. Okay, she will do anything possible to be center of attention because being center of attention is what she lives for. But the thing that I really dislike the most about Stella Williams is that she has no care about what she's actually looking to promote in the world. And when I say what I mean is that, for example, we have her vlogs. I dislike the fact that she promotes being as big as she is as if it's okay, because really and truly, how that woman does not have multiple communications within her own stomach, I don't understand, because that is not a healthy way of living, okay? It is bad promotion. Listen, everybody wants to look good in clothes no matter their size. I get it. But at the same time though, there's nothing wrong with looking good in the cloth. There's nothing wrong with looking good in the shape you're in now, but just because you look good in it doesn't mean you shouldn't better your health so you're on this planet for a longer period of time, you know? Especially if you want to be here for your loved ones, whether that be your children, your husband, your wife, or your family. You know what I mean? But listen to me, end of the day here, I just find it very fascinating that she went from fat phobia to micro discrimination to fat people to then microaggression. But it's okay though. Let's not focus on the fact that this man supposedly was not wearing a mask, because in fact he had no mask on just so he could, you know, just give her a smug face, a smug look. But that's not a big thing now, is it? Do you see what I'm saying here? There's no sense behind this. But listen to me, ladies and gentlemen, I would love to hear what you think about the situation itself in particular. So you hit me up in the comment section, and I look forward to anything that you lovely people have to say. But boy, Stella Williams, man, please give over, man. Honestly, she needs to find something new to do, honestly, because it's becoming just way embarrassing now. But that's just my opinion. Nonetheless, though, thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you lovely people in the comment section. We are done and we are out. Peace.